Overcoming challenges in Agile, common pitfalls and misconceptions. Agile methodologies have gained widespread acceptance in software development and beyond, including manufacturing, engineering, and others. However, as with any approach, there are pitfalls and misconceptions. Examples of these are as follows. First, Agile means no planning, and this is a misconception. Some believe Agile eschews planning in favor of spontaneity. And in reality, Agile promotes continuous incremental planning responsive to changes as opposed to rigid upfront plans. Now, overemphasis on tools. While tools can be helpful, focusing too much on them can detract from the principles and values at the heart of Agile. The Agile Manifesto itself values individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Neglecting technical excellence. Speed and adaptability shouldn't come at the expense of quality. Regular refactoring, maintaining a clean code base, and adhering to engineering best practices are crucial. Agile means faster delivery at lower cost. While Agile might lead to faster feedback loops, it doesn't necessarily mean faster feature delivery or reduced cost. The primary goal is delivering more value, not just faster delivery. Neglecting documentation. The Agile Manifesto prefers working software or products over comprehensive documentation, but it doesn't mean no documentation at all. It's about providing just the right amount of documentation necessary for the task at hand. Overloading iterations. Teams can sometimes cram too much into a sprint, which can compromise quality and stress the team. This goes against the principle of sustainable development. Ignoring Agile outside development. Organizations often limit Agile principles to development teams, not realizing that full benefits come when the entire organization, including business and operations, embrace them. Fixed scope in fixed time. Trying to force a fixed scope into a fixed time frame can lead to reduced quality, burnout, and missed objectives. Agile emphasizes flexibility in scope based on feedback and priorities. Stand-ups solve everything. While daily stand-ups are a key component of many Agile methodologies, they alone won't ensure success. They need to be part of a larger framework of Agile practices. Handling resistance to Agile transitions. Handling resistance to Agile transitions requires a nuanced approach that addresses various stakeholder concerns, misconceptions, and entrenched habits. Resistance can stem from genuine concerns about the shift, misunderstandings about Agile's intentions, or a natural aversion to change. Now, the following are guides for handling resistance to Agile transitions. The first is empathy and listening. Before implementing changes, listen to the concerns of those who will be affected. Understand where the resistance is coming from. Education and training. Many resistances come from a place of not understanding. Regular training sessions, workshops, and hands-on mentoring can alleviate a lot of these fears. Clear communication. Clearly articulate the reasons for the transition. Discuss the benefits and potential challenges. Make sure everyone knows why the shift is taking place. Engage early adopters. Identify and engage champions or early adopters within teams. These individuals can help in influencing their peers and offer a first-hand testament to Agile benefits. Pilot projects. Start with a pilot project to showcase the benefits, and resolve any issues before a full-scale rollout. This approach helps in building confidence. Management support. Ensure that management is on board and supportive. Their endorsement and commitment can make a huge difference. Address cultural barriers. Agile is as much about culture as it is about processes. Address any cultural mismatches head-on, whether they are about teamwork, decision-making, or communication. Feedback loops. Implement regular feedback loops to understand what is working and what isn't. This iterative approach is in line with Agile principles and ensures continuous improvement. Be patient. Recognize that transitions take time. Some individuals might need more time than others to adjust. Patience, support, and understanding can make the transition smoother. Tailor the approach. Recognize that one size doesn't fit all. The Agile methodology that works for one team or organization might not work for another. It's essential to adapt and tailor the approach based on the specific context and needs of the organization. Showcase success stories. Sharing success stories and positive outcomes from teams that have embraced Agile can motivate and inspire others. Transparency. Be open about the challenges and setbacks encountered during the transition. This helps in building trust and showcasing that the process, while not without its difficulties, is dedicated to continuous improvement. Provide necessary tools. Ensure that teams have the necessary tools, both in terms of software and physical resources, to make the agile transition smooth. External coaching. Sometimes an external perspective can help. Consider bringing in agile coaches who can offer new insights, train teams, and guide the transition. Address fear of job loss. Now, one significant source of resistance might be the fear of job redundancy or job loss. Address these fears openly and honestly. Sometimes roles might change or evolve, but that doesn't necessarily mean job losses. Before we proceed, kindly take some few seconds to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen. Kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen, either on your left hand side or on your right hand side. Kindly do so. Kindly click on the subscribe button on your screen, either on your left hand side or on your right hand side. Also, click on the notification button to be notified whenever we release new videos such as this. Click on the notification button to get notified, to be the first to know when we release news videos such as this. Kindly do so within some few seconds. I'm waiting for you to do so if you have not done so yet. Thank you so much. Now we proceed. Scaling Agile across large organizations. Scaling Agile across large organizations can be a complex endeavor, especially if the organization is accustomed to traditional hierarchical ways of working, but it's not impossible. Over the years, various frameworks and approaches have emerged to help organizations scale their agile practices. Now, how can organizations scale an agile practice? The first thing to do is to understand the need to scale. They need to consider the following. First, complex systems. Larger organizations typically have interdependent systems and processes which require coordination. Two, team interactions. While agile practices may work effectively within a single team, interactions between multiple teams need to be managed. Three, consistency. As more teams adopt agile, there is a need to maintain consistency in practices and principles. Popular frameworks for scaling agile. The following are some of the popular framework for scaling agile. Number one, SAFe, SAFE, which stands for Scaled Agile Framework. Now, this is a popular framework that focuses on aligning project goals and deliverables at the enterprise level. SAFe incorporates principles from Agile, product development flow, and systems thinking. LESS, LESS, which stands for Large Scale Scrum. This approach scales Scrum principles beyond a single team, primarily focusing on the product rather than individual projects. Spotify model, inspired by the company Spotify. This model emphasizes team autonomy and alignment. It uses terms like squads, chapters, and guides to define team structures and interactions. Disciplined Agile Delivery, DAD. This framework emphasizes all aspects of delivery, covering architecture, design, testing, programming, and more. Nexus, developed by Scrum co-creator Ken Schwaber. Nexus extends Scrum to guide multiple Scrum teams on how to work together to deliver integrated product increments. Steps to scale Agile in large organizations. The following are some steps for scaling Agile in large organizations. The first is leadership buy-in. Ensure that leadership understands and supports the move to scaled Agile. Start small. Begin with a pilot or a small number of teams. Use their experiences as a blueprint for scaling to other teams. Consistent training. Ensure that all teams get consistent training on the chosen Agile methodology. Create centers of excellence. Establish groups of experts who can guide, train, and mentor other teams. Foster open communication. Promote a culture of open communication across teams to facilitate alignment and avoid silos. Automate and integrate. Use tools to automate processes like continuous integration and continuous delivery. This aids in coordination among various teams. Feedback loops. Establish regular feedback mechanisms. Inspect and adapt based on the feedback. Maintain a customer focus. Always keep the end customer in mind, ensuring that product development remains aligned with their needs. Align metrics and goals. It is essential that all teams have aligned objectives. This will drive the behavior you want. Regularly review and adapt. Periodically reassess the chosen scaling framework or model and make necessary adjustments. Challenges. The following are some of the challenges with respect to scaling Agile in large organizations. The first is resistance to change. People are often resistant to changing established workflows. Next is complexity. With scale comes complexity, which can be challenging to manage. Third, loss of agility. Ironically, if not implemented carefully, scaling can lead to a loss of the very agility you are trying to achieve. If you haven't done so yet, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button on the screen. Also, click on the notification button to get notified of our future videos. If you find this video especially helpful, please do not hesitate to like and share with your audience on social media.